Now we have to discuss about the topic excipients which are used in the formulation of liquid dosage forms. Excipients are also known as additives, adjuvants or pharmaceutical aids. These are nothing but the substances which are added to the formulation other than the active medicament, that is other than active pharmaceutical ingredient API. These substances do not have any pharmacological action, that is they are inert. The active pharmaceutical ingredient API plus additives under the manufacturing process gives a medicine or formulation. Okay? Active pharmaceutical ingredient is added with the additives or excipients which going under manufacturing processes to give a formulation. Okay? These additives should not interfere with the therapeutic activity and should not affect the stability of the preparation. So it should be used very carefully. Okay? Then what is the purpose of additives? To maintain the stability of the drug, to improve patient's acceptability, that is to make more palatable and convenient. Then to make the process of preparation or formulation of the dosage form is very easy. Then to prevent the microbial degradation of the dosage form and to increase the viscosity of the preparation. Then what are the ideal properties of a additives? It should not alter the therapeutic activity of the drug and should not interfere with the bioavailability of the drug and should not react with the other additives of the formulation, that is the excipients should be inert. Then and also the excipients should not impart any undesired taste, color and odor, and it should not produce any toxicity, irritation and should not be sensitizing. Okay? Then it should be miscible with the solvents which are used in the preparation, and it should be good quality and pure. The impure excipients should not be used in the formulation. Then and also the excipients which are used in the formulation should be free from the microorganisms and it should be stable throughout the shelf life of the product. Then the list of additives which are used in the formulation of liquid dosage forms. Solution, suspension and emulsions are the formulations of liquid dosage forms. In solutions, we are using antioxidants, buffers, chelating agents, density modifiers, organoleptic agents, preservatives, tonicity modifiers, viscosity enhancers. And in suspension, we are using suspending agent, wetting agent, organoleptic agents and preservatives. In emulsions, we are using antioxidants, emulsifying agents, organoleptic agents and preservatives. We can discuss all these excipients in detail. First of all, vehicle. Vehicle is nothing but it is the medium in which all the ingredients of the formulations are dissolved or suspended or dispersed. Vehicles are classified into two types: aqueous vehicles and non-aqueous vehicles. Example for aqueous vehicles is water. Then non-aqueous vehicles are again classified into two categories, that is water miscible non-aqueous vehicles and water immiscible non-aqueous vehicles. Example for water miscible non-aqueous vehicles is propylene glycol, and example for water immiscible non-aqueous vehicle is oils. Then, in addition to vehicles, we may use co-solvents. These co-solvents are the vehicles or are the liquid which are used to increase the solubility of the therapeutic agent within the formulation. For example, glycerol, ethanol. Then, surfactants or surface active agents. These are the substances which lower the surface tension or interfacial tension between two liquids or between a gas and liquid or between the liquid and solid. Each surfactant molecule have a polar hydrophilic head and non-polar hydrophobic tail. Okay. This hydrophilic head is water loving and this tail is water hating. Then there are various surfactants which are used in the liquid dosage forms. That is, first one is solubilizing agent or solubilizer, which have the HLB value of 15 to 18. Solubilizer is a substance which increases the solubility of an agent in another. By adding the solubilizing agent, we can increase the solubility or we can solubilize the substance which are normally not dissolved in a particular solution. For example, polysorbate 80, polyoxyethylene stearate, potassium oleate. Then next one is wetting agent, which have the HLB value of 8 to 10. These are the substances which increase the spreading and penetrating property of the liquid, which is done by lowering its surface tension. Okay. For example, twins, spans and SLS. Then next one is emulsifying agents. Oil in water emulsifier and water in oil emulsifier. There are two types of emulsifying agent. For oil in water emulsifier, HLB value is about 8 to 18 and water in oil emulsifier HLB value is 3 to 6. Emulsifying agents adsorbs at the newly formed oil-water interface during the emulsion preparation. Emulsifying agents we are using while preparing the emulsion. During the emulsion preparation, the emulsifying agent get adsorbed at the newly formed oil-water interface and protects the newly formed droplets from immediate recoalescence. Okay. Example, glycol, glycerol, esters and cetrimide. Then next one is stabilizers. Stability of the formulation is very important. So, stability means is the capacity of a particular formulation in a specific container to remain within its the physical, chemical, microbiological, therapeutic and toxicological specifications. These substances which are used to maintain these stability specifications are known as stabilizers. Okay. There are various stabilizers used in the liquid dosage form. First one is antioxidants. Antioxidants are nothing but these are the substances which prevent the oxidative degradation of the drug. For example, ascorbic acid, tocopherol, butylated hydroxytoluene. Then preservatives. Preservatives are used to prevent or inhibit the growth of microorganisms in the preparations. For example, benzoic acid in the concentration of 0.1 to 0.2 percentage, and salicylic acid in the percentage 0.1, and alcohol in the percentage of 15 to 20 percentage. Okay. Then next one is organoleptic agents. Organoleptic agents means the agents which promote or enhance the appearance and palatability of the formulation. There are mainly three types of organoleptic agents. First one is coloring agents. The coloring agents are the substances which impart color to food, drug and cosmetics. For example, food, drug and cosmetics blue number 2, food, drug and cosmetics yellow number 10, drug and cosmetics red number 22. Then next one is the flavoring agents. Flavoring agents are the substances which impart pleasant smell to the preparation and mask specific taste of the preparation. Okay. For example, vanilla, menthol, mannitol, etc. Then next one is sweetening agent. The substances which impart or give sweet in taste for the preparation and mask the objectionable taste of the drug. For example, saccharin, sucrose, fructose. Then next one is the buffers. Buffer is nothing but it is a solution that can resist pH change upon the addition of an acid or basic components. If we add any acid or base to any solution, its pH will change. If the buffer solution is used, it can resist the pH change upon addition of an acid or basic solution or basic component. Okay. Because it can neutralize the small amount of added acid or base and maintain the pH of the solution stable. For example, monobasic sodium acetate, sodium citrate, potassium phosphate, potassium metaphosphate. Then next one is suspending agents. Suspending agents are the agents or substances which are used to keep finely divided insoluble materials suspended in a liquid media by preventing the agglomeration. Agglomeration means formation of a big molecule by agglomerating the finely divided materials. Suspending agents prevent the formation of agglomerate, and it prevents the formation of agglomerate by imparting or by increasing the viscosity to the dispersion media so that the particles settle very slowly. That is, it prevents the sedimentation of the particles in suspension. Okay. For example, gelatin, sodium carboxymethyl cellulose, carbopol. Then next one is viscosity enhancers, that is, or viscosity promoters. These are the substances which increase the viscosity. Viscosity means resistance of fluid to flow. For example, carbomer, povidone, hydroxyethyl cellulose. Then tonicity modifiers. Tonicity modifiers means the substances which are used to adjust the tonicity of the preparation. It is mainly used for the solution for injection or solution for application to mucous membranes or solution for ophthalmic use. In case of these solutions, the solution should be isotonic with the tissue fluid to avoid the pain and irritation. In case of these solutions, it is not isotonic with the tissue fluid. It may cause pain and irritation to the body part. Okay. For example, sodium chloride, 0.9 percentage weight per weight and dextrose 5 percentage weight per weight. Then next one is density modifiers. It is very rarely used excipient. It is used to control the density of the solution except when formulating spinal anesthetics. Okay. Fluid which is present in the cerebrospinal is isobaric in nature. So, solution of lower density than cerebrospinal cause hypobaric problems, and the solution of high density than the cerebrospinal cause the problems is hyperbaric. So, the solution which are given to cerebrospinal should be isobaric with the cerebrospinal density. Okay. Example for density modifier is dextrose. Then chelating agent. It is nothing but the agents which have the ability to form complexes with the heavy metals. For example, EDTA, phosphoric acid and tartaric acid. That's all about the excipients which are used in the liquid dosage forms.